He-Man. You're not He-Man, you're Faker.
Will you be funky?
Fight for freedom wherever there's trouble.
Shirt iron-on with the purchase of 2 participating...
Hey everybody, what? Does it look a little different?
Nope, this is normal. Always has been this way.
Really?
Yup, totally normal. It's always been this way.
Huh. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's That New Toy Smell, and we're back finally because I was able to have dental surgery yesterday. Yay! No more crippling mouth pain. What? look, let me give you a little piece of advice. When it comes to mouth pain or back pain,
yeah,
like don't play around. Like whatever it is, get it taken care of. If your back hurts or your mouth hurts, like toothache or jaw pain, get it taken care of. Like as fast as you can.
I can make it hurt more if you want.
No. The point being, when you're hurt, like, as you get older and you go out on your own,
I won't get hurt.
Just get it taken care of as fast as you can. And I got it done as fast, well, not really as fast as I could have done faster, but I thought it would kind of go away, and then it didn't. And so then I scheduled an appointment, and then it took a while for the appointment. And then they had to do a follow-up, and then, yeah, it was a nightmare. But finally, my mouth... doesn't make me want to scream in pain. So, today we are back, and as you saw in the thumbnail for this video, we are looking at the new budget Marvel line. And from what I can tell, this looks like a Walgreens exclusive. But of course, because of COVID conditions, it's hard to get out and travel and look everywhere. But I can't find any information about these online. But so far, it looks like these are only available at Walgreens, or at least only available at Walgreens for now. Yeah. So, we're going to take a look at these today, and I have some other action figures that we will compare these to as we go along. But I have you here because I also want to have you take a look at some of these and get your opinion on these figures.
They look
dumb. We'll get into that in a minute. We also have a fancy backdrop here for when we take a look at the figures. This is from our White House playset.
Oh!
Because... It just seems appropriate because right now everybody is so in love and enamored with the White House and the presidency and all of that. So that's why I'm wearing my Star Spangled Banner mask.
It's not July.
Well, no, but we just had the election. Everybody's so happy and enthusiastic about the election and excited. And everybody just has all of the happy joy feelings that America comes together to vote and to show how our version of democracy as a republic comes together, and we were able to forge forward and show the great experiment of these United States.
Are you okay?
I had dental surgery yesterday. I might still be a little loopy from the drugs.
You got drugs?
Yeah, they were awesome.
Oh.
Hey, here's another piece of advice. Drugs are cool.
Remember, kids, don't do school and stay on drugs.
So, we've got 6 figures here.
I narrow it down to 4.
No. I don't know. How do you want to do this? Do you want to just...
do we have any for characters we already got sitting out?
Yeah, but I want to compare those at the end.
Oh, okay.
So I want to save the comparisons to the end.
Well, just assign them all a number and then just have me pick one.
Let's just start with Spider-Man.
Okay.
So you take a Spider-Man, take a look at it. What are your thoughts when you take a look at this figure?
It's very nice looking.
Hold it in front of the camera here. No, this camera here. What are your thoughts on the figure?
Yup, that's Spider-Man.
I mean, does anything stand out to you? Anything?
It looks kind of cheap and bad.
It's very basic.
It looks like a toy from the 90s.
It's very plain. From the 90s?
I don't know.
80s? 70s, maybe?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the reaction figures.
Yeah.
Remember those? The He-Man?
Yeah. But those 30 years kind of blend together in my head because I wasn't there for that.
Because you weren't born for
like
them?
somebody.
Mm-hmm. I do like that they have that pop of artwork down there at the bottom. I mean, that's kind of neat, you know. I mean, that's nifty. Instead of just having like a head or something there. I mean, that's some nice artwork.
It's definitely reused.
But I think it's interesting that it's in this baggie. It's in this plastic hanger bag as opposed to being like on a card that they usually come on, you know, in some kind of box. They're definitely making the packaging as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
You know, doing it this way. And you can tell that there's like a little piece of paper in there, some sort of insert with some safety stuff. And then on the back, there's no like here are the other figures or everything. It's all safety information, and it's all like trademark information, and it's in as many different languages as they can possibly squeeze in there.
They could go smaller. Come on.
But I mean, we've got Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, Colombia, Chile.
Yummy.
Yeah, I know you like chili, don't you?
Meat and beans.
Argentina, Uruguay, Amsterdam. Like I'm looking at the customer service addresses here. There's some that I can't. Like it's in a language. I don't know if it's Russian or Belarusian or Moldavian or Bulgarian.
Let's just open it.
Or from Turkmenistan. Made in Vietnam. Some are written in Arabic there. So anyway, how do you open the package? You're not opening it in front of the camera at all.
Oh, I can't really see. It's
having a hard time getting that bag open.
Oh, that smells like cheap plastic.
Right. Well, it's that new toy smell. Oh, wow, that smells like cheap plastic. You were right.
That is really strong.
That is really cheap plastic. Like not like new, like new toy plastic has an odor to it.
Yeah.
This is more like, this smells like the stuff that they used on my tooth. Like this is I don't even know how to describe it. It like a Sharpie almost.
Yeah.
There's almost like the smell of a Sharpie to it. Yeah, whatever. Don't stick it up your nose.
Well,
okay, so a couple of things jump out at me as we take a look at this Spider-Man here that I think are kind of interesting. So one, we can see that he's got a fist in this hand. So just kind of like a standard fist. But in this hand, he's got the Spider-Man thwip.
I love you.
So he can do that. But then I noticed that, you know, they went for the traditional, you know, blue and red.
Yeah.
But they didn't paint his feet. Like his feet have no color to it.
It's just blue.
But they are sculpted, but they didn't do any of the extra color. But they did put peg holes. So you can use it with a figure stand or with maybe some vehicles that you already have from other toy lines. It looks to be roughly a 3 3/4 inch, maybe 4 inch figure. I'm betting that's, you know, the style. Although his head looks really round. I don't know if I can get this to focus. Here we go, kind of. Instead of it being like human head and a mask, it looks very much like a potato with Spider-Man eyes.
Oh, yummy.
I don't know. It just seems kind of odd. The plastic is kind of bendy.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's certainly not the best.
How far out can he pull his arms?
Not very far.
I need some.
A little bit. But I mean, so we've got head articulation.
So this got base articulation.
We've got shoulders and we've got hips, and that's it. That's all you get in your figure.
And the piece of paper is just the same stuff that was on the back. So.
Wait, what was on the other side?
Just the same stuff that's on the back.
But what was on the back of the paper?
The same stuff that's on the back.
So more, I see.
Made man in Vietnam.
Okay. So, all right. So here, so we've got more figures here. There's a Captain America. Although I noticed that this is like the movie.
Yeah.
Avengers version. You can see he's got the A on his shoulder.
Yep.
There. So that's like the movie version of Captain America. We've got this Iron Man, which has a whole lot of detail. I'm kind of surprised on that.
That's a sticker.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, open it up. Let's take a look. We've got Hulk, which I was surprised has a new body. It's actually a thicker, although he does look more like a chub than a strong guy. So he's like Fat Hulk there. So we've got a Black Panther.
That's
awesome. With a fair amount of sculpting. Again, there's a fair amount of detail on the body there. And then we've got a Thor.
Oh, that's the guy from Fortnite.
But it looks weird because he has no cape. So, and Thor, normally has long hair, and they've got his hair short, I guess to make it fit easier on the head there. So it looks weird. It looks wrong, really. So let's open all these up.
Well, here's Iron Man.
Okay.
With his sticker. You can clearly tell.
Is it?
Yeah.
If I can get it to focus here. Woo, focus! Focus! Focus!
It is focused.
Can't tell if it's focused well enough or not.
It's fine. But yeah, that's a sticker. You can tell because the color on it is different from the rest of the body.
The color changes, yeah, because it's a deeper red, and then the red just kind of changes as it comes in. Well, see, I thought maybe it was painted, like airbrushed on.
They wouldn't put that much effort into this. It's supposed to be cheap and fake, almost.
But then the back is just plain. Now, it's the sculpting on it. Here, my theory on the sculpting. Here, let's go ahead and open them all up. But my theory on the sculpts is, I wonder if these are the Titan heroes, those 12-inch. If they just took those and 3D modeled them down smaller and rendered them out in the machine as these tiny figures. And so that's why they're very basic, figures, because those don't have a lot of articulation. Those are made for little kids, so there's no choking hazard, whatever. So they just took those designs. There's a fair amount of sculpting in them because when they're big, you can sculpt a whole lot of detail into them. But then, here they just shrunk them down, basically, and turned them into these budget figures. Which I think, for the most part, these don't look too bad. I mean, as far as looks on them, now, of course, the articulation is limited, but they do have the peg holes.
Yep. So
you can put them in a figure stand, and that gives you a little bit more of an ability to pose them, even though they are somewhat limited. But Thor, I think, just looks totally wrong.
Yeah.
There's something... The hair is wrong. No cape is wrong. He just... I think a cape, more than anything, would really help.
I also think he's in more of like a modern design than what's actually also shown on the plastic. If you can grab it.
I was trying to get him to stand up there.
Because the plastic is a lot more of like a classic design, whereas this... It's not blue, there's not really any gold around it.
Yeah, it looks more of like the electric look.
Yeah. All his arms are fully covered, he doesn't have like...
There's no gold on him.
Yeah.
And there's no red on him. So...
Which I think red and gold are like his main colors, so...
Yeah, blue, red, and gold. I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's so like the American flag almost. Hey, speaking of America, here's Captain America. Do you like that transition?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Now, again, they added the extra colors on those bands, but, on the back, not.
It looks like it even has a plate for like a little... shield to go.
Like like a pop-out shield would attach there, or maybe a parachute attachment or something.
Yeah.
Because I almost wonder if those straps...
He has no wings on his hat.
Are they there and just not painted?
No, those look like ears.
No, they're there. They're there. They're just not painted. See, there's 3 lines right above where that ear space is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So... so, okay, so here's the thing, though. These figures, for being... They're pretty good on detail. But their paint application is very basic. Their articulation is very basic. It works for certain characters like Black Panther because there's not a whole lot to him, anyway. I mean, they did paint his metal all the way around because that's like the only color really on his outfit. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot going on with these guys. But here's the thing. So if we compare that to, this is the current line of DC figures. They have this Batman line, which is now expanding to the rest of the DC universe. Which, look, they had to have accessories, so they added like this extra armor and stuff, which, because Batman's known for having a shield and chest armor. And,
have you ever played Batman Arkham Knight? Of course he has those.
But, even if you take off all these accessories and stuff, and you have just the basic figure, he's got knees, he's got hips, he's got thighs, he's got elbows, he's got shoulder, he's got neck. I mean, there's a lot more articulation going on. But here's another difference, is that these figures, with the more articulation and with the accessories, the cheapest you're going to find these are $7.99. Some places they're $12.99.
Ooh.
Okay? These figures are $3.99 at Walgreens.
It's $4 a pop.
$4. So 2 of these figures, basically, for the price of one of these.
I'd rather have that one, though.
Yeah, I can see saying, like, yeah, you can get a lot, but if you're a kid spending your own money.
Yeah.
If you're a kid spending your own money and you say, hey, I can get a Spider-Man and an Iron Man, for the same price as I can get one funky-looking Batman with a weird piece of chest armor that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Getting the 2 figures for about the same price kind of makes sense. Now, here's the other thing. This is, Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern, but
it's Deadpool.
I bring this up for a reason. DC, in their last wave of figures before they came out with these, after the Infinite Heroes, when they had their line of figures, they had these budget figures that had this type of articulation. And on these figures, you had no knee joints. They did move at the hip, and then they moved out like this.
Oh, that was painful.
The arms moved like this, and then they moved out like that, and then you had the head. So, and then they moved at the waist. So you had a little bit more articulation than what you have in those, but very similar, just about the same size as these figures. But again, these cost, at the time, almost $10. Which, now with inflation, probably $12 or something like that, which more expensive than where they're putting these figures nowadays. And they're not too far off from the articulation on those. So,
now, the paint job is obviously much better.
Yeah, the paint is obviously a lot better, and there is a little bit more articulation than what you get on those. Now, these figures are from when I was a kid, the Secret Wars Marvel figures, and these are a lot closer to the aesthetic of what they've got going on here, where all you have again is the neck, the shoulder, and right there at the hip. No waist, no knee, no elbow, nothing else. Just those simple points of articulation. These are 4-inch figures as opposed to, these which are 3 3/4 inch figures. So they're a little bit bigger, but you can see this is kind of what they're going off of with these figures. They're kind of going back to this aesthetic. And one of the big things with these figures is that they were cheap. These Secret Wars figures were, I want to say, $3.99 also at the time, which made them the budget buy compared to a lot of the other figures on the market. Now, these are extremely cheap at $3.99 in today's market, and a lot of corners have been cut. But again, to me, they look like those Titan Heroes 12-inch figures that have just been scaled down. And for some reason, people buy those Titan Heroes figures.
Oh, yeah.
People buy those 12-inch figures, and I see kids buying them all the time, and every store seems to carry them.
Oh, they also have some more, obscure characters. I know there's ones for, I think Spider-Man Noir.
Well, and like Fortnite has the 12-inch characters, and DC has the 12-inch characters, and they're all the 12-inch tall, and they have the same articulation, which is the head, shoulders, and hips.
If it's a character I like, I'll buy it.
But there's no other articulation to it. There's nothing else going on with the figures. They're just big.
I own one.
I know, and they're dumb. And,
you know who's dumb? Tron. There, I said.
But so my point being, though, is that obviously this is a budget line. Some corners have been cut. They made them cheap. But as cheap figures go, for the most part, I don't think they're that bad. I think if you compare them to some of the other options in the marketplace, compared to these, like for being half the cost of the Batman figures, they're not terrible. Obviously, they're a little more basic, but I can live with that considering the price is cut in half. Now, again, some characters like Thor, I think is a failure, a complete failure. He does not work at all as a figure. I think Hulk needed some work, but he's okay. He's just not the best, but it's all right. He's a figure, though, that technically should be bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, Hulk just should be towering above them, and he's not.
I think the best figures are probably Black Panther or Iron Man. They seem to have the most detail, but they're also the most basic. Black Panther and Iron Man, I think... and Hulk, to a degree, are the most faithful to the look, the overall look. Spider-Man's close, but the fact that his boots are blue loses something. Captain America, they obviously went for the movie look, but they didn't, not coloring all of him in makes a big difference. Now, obviously, this being, kind of a movie-inspired Iron Man, he would have a lot more gold on the back, but it can be red because he has so many different suits of armor and stuff. Yeah,
that you can just be like, it's the red sun suit. Like, who cares? But, whatever.
It's suit 00483.
Right. But, again, overall, as the whole set, for $4 a figure, this was $24 for the set of 6 figures. Buying them all individually. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw them all in a box set. Released all 6 in a box set for $20. Yeah. It's like a $19.99 value pack to get them all at once. It's not a bad buy. It's not. I don't think it's terrible. Again, it's a basic set. Corners were cut. Some concessions had to be made, and I think maybe I would have swapped out Thor. Like, I understand why they put Thor in there because he is one of the key characters from the movies and whatnot. But honestly, I probably would have swapped him out for maybe Hawkeye. Maybe do a movie version of Hawkeye.
I think, or maybe a Black Widow or Deadpool. I think they could work as well.
Yeah, they probably don't want to do Deadpool just because his was a rated R movie.
True.
And Hawkeye, there's a big difference between him in the comics and him in the movie. Yeah. The look is a lot different.
But that's another thing I don't really understand. They have a mix of comic and movie styles. Like, this is like Captain America is very clearly movie, but Black Panther is a bit more of a comic book. Spider-Man's a bit more of on his comic book side. Hulk's a bit more of his comic book side. I don't even know what Thor is. Yeah,
well, and here's the other thing. This may be, and I'm not that well versed in it, but it could be that they're going off maybe one of the cartoons. Maybe these are more of the...
Earth's Mightiest Avengers?
Yeah.
Maybe. I haven't watched that in forever. Ooh.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe those are going off that a little bit more. But then again, you could replace Thor with... Well, I don't know. Like, who else could you replace Thor with?
Hawkeye, Black Widow... who's like a key Avenger? Like,
I'm trying to think of someone else who looks the same in the comic and in the movie that you could put...
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. There you go. There you go. So they should have replaced Thor with Doctor Strange, and it would have been fine.
And Doctor Strange is like 1,000 times cooler than Thor anyway. So.
Although maybe they don't have a 12-inch Doctor Strange that they could, because again, maybe these are all ones that were already in the system, like I said. So, But yeah, so there you go. I'm saying for being the budget buy that they are, for being the cheap figures that they are, those are great. And here's the other thing. With them being at Walgreens, if you have the Walgreens rewards thing, Walgreens is always giving you coupons, and you have points, and you buy stuff, and you can get, I think I traded in some points, and I got like $4 off of my total purchase.
That's just one of those are free.
Yeah, exactly. So technically I bought 5 and got the 6th one free. But then they give you coupons sometimes where it's like if you buy $25 worth of stuff, you get $5 off. So if you bought all of these and then picked up a pack of gum, then it would cost you $20 instead of the 25. So, that's something, maybe you could contemplate doing instead while you're out there. So, just keep that in mind with them. Again, it's a budget line, but I think it's a good budget line considering how cheap it actually is compared to what other companies have tried to do in the past, where they make a budget line, but the budget line still costs $8, $9, $10 for figures that obviously have huge problems with them, despite the source material being bad to begin with. Yeah. So, anyway, all right. So,
are we doing anything else? We go pull from the...
No. That's all for this video today. That's all for this video today. We're not going to push our luck too far, but I want you guys to stay tuned now that dental surgery is done and we can record stuff again. We're going to hopefully have some more videos coming out fairly regularly, including some more pulls from the toy chest, the magic toy box of mystery. Have some more good stuff coming out of there. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.